Dear Princess Sunbutt, Letter 64.
Dear Princess Sunflower, I'm really glad I'm friends with Applejack because god damn is she ruthless. 6 months ago, the apples were all booty bothered because Filthy Rich was building a motel right on the edge of the orchard. The construction would damage dozens of trees, directly affecting their business, and Muddy Money offered them a big bag of Bitcoin to offset their potential losses. But Little Miss Leather and Lassos was having none of it. She marched straight into town the next day with her own bag of Bitcoin, but didn't say what she was going to do with it. She eventually stopped talking about the construction, so we assumed that she'd just given up. Fast forward to yesterday. The motel was mostly finished, so Fruit Snack revealed to us that she had already gone through the process of purchasing 3 tiny slivers of land around the site. In just a few hours, she had a fence put up, effectively blocking off 3 sides of the motel. If anyone wanted to stay there, they'd have to just either jump the fence or walk around the rear of the building and then walk all the way back to the front just to get inside. Needless to say, this would heavily deter customers. It was also probably illegal, but we're just gonna ignore that. Dirty Dollard caved like a little bitch and sold the motel at a loss to the apples. They plan to turn it into a warehouse by next year to store their cider. If nothing else, I will take this as a powerful example of what can be accomplished through pure spite. I now have a fun story to tell about my friend. Your permanent purple nurple, Twice Cream.
From Her Royal Highness Sunflower, RE Letter 64.
Dear Applejack, when I granted the land upon which Ponyville was founded to your great-grandfather, I had no idea what a prosperous and special town Ponyville would grow to become. So, imagine my surprise when I learn of your response to the March of Progress and a citizen of that very town seeking to develop just beside you. On paper, this is a reprimand for spiteful usage of resources. In actuality, I find it hilarious. Amusingly, most of Ponyville is actually still owned by the Apple family, including, I believe, Mr. Rich's family home. The tenants pay taxes for that land on your behalf, which is why it doesn't come up, but your family actually doesn't have the authority to sell lands granted by the Crown without going through the Crown in the process. Since the settlers of Ponyville didn't bother talking to me about it, for the most part after Town Hall was established, well, technically you could order the guard to evict a significant portion of town. I will not be telling you which portions, but odds are decent you just bought back your own lands to spite a squatter. All that is said, if you do act on this knowledge, it will only really work once, so I suggest you sit on it for a rainy day. Regards, Her Royal Highness Celestia. P.S. I would also be disappointed in you and your entire family if they were to abuse this fact without significant reason. To my most faithful student, Twilight Sparkle, it is often comforting to know your friends are a force to be contended with, and that is an interesting story. Your loving mentor, Princess Celestia.
Before ending off this little short, I'd like to give a big shout out to my very generous donators: Yoshi Super Saiyan 2, Peter Coulthard, Nicholas Springthorpe, Dospo, David D. Sanchez, Dwight Cornel, Gagi, Starlight Glimmer, Trey, Pokekillerzach, SoulDragon, Dak Britton, and Joe Piercy. Thank you all very much for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. The reason why this is quiet is because I was lazy, and I decided to wait until the end of the day, and now my parents are nearly asleep, so with that being said, I have to be very quiet. I apologize, I'm sorry.